We had, I think, very detailed and very constructive conversations with the Turks. You know, they're old friends and they're NATO partners, and we talked about a variety of areas where we could work together. The conversation with respect to how those kinds of details will ultimately be resolved is underway right now. The CENTCOM, EUCOM team that is on the ground is talking about operational details. We have also committed to continued political consultation on the variety of ways that the Turks can contribute to the coalition.
With regard to Incirlik and the use of the base there, and also
obviously we're striking the targets around Kobani for humanitarian purposes. I'd be very reluctant to attempt to assign a term like a strategic target or a strategic outcome for the strategy. Clearly there was a need, given the circumstances associated with the defense of that town. There was a need for additional fire support to go in to try to relieve the defenders and to buy some white space ultimately for the reorganization of the ground. And so we have picked up the tempo and the intensity of the airstrikes in order to provide that white space.
Come to some kind of agreement on that one. Number two,
it's a holistic approach. It's not just building the additional forces that will go into the Free Syrian Army. It's also an emphasis that I made when I met with the political echelons of the moderate Syrian opposition, that they need to begin to build and work together to create a coherent political superstructure within which they will ultimately have a political role to play in the outcome of our strategy overall with regard to Syria, which is a political resolution of this conflict.
Air support, either through a buffer zone or through some of the planes we have in the sky already?
I think we're going to consider all means necessary to provide for that force, and what particular measures we may take to do that, I think it's too early to tell specifically with regard to a term or an effect, but we'll certainly consider how that force ultimately will be employed overall on the ground and how the political entity will achieve its our objective and its objective ultimately, which is to represent a broad spectrum of the Syrian people and to make its voice be felt at the negotiating table eventually for the political outcome.
We'll be right back.